Almost 24 companies have already announced layoffs this year. That's according to Business Insider. And these cutbacks, they're happening across multiple industries. We're talking about tech, finance, retail. We're even seeing this happen right now on the federal level with thousands of federal workers being let go.
This is all happening as a recent survey by Clarify Capital found 1 in 3 adults is struggling with layoff anxiety. Joining us now, Liz Bentley. She is a business and career consultant. Liz, thank you so much for being here. And the timing on this couldn't be better or more important. Tell us a little bit more about layoff anxiety. I think it's kind of self-descriptive, but what does it do to the entire workforce morale, the people you're working with?
It's making a huge impact, and we're seeing a lot of it right now. We have changed from a world of what we were talking about, quiet quitting, to talking about quiet cutting, right? And so it's really making an impact, and people are feeling it. So in a company, people are getting less engaged, they're feeling less productive, they're feeling very stressed out. There's a lot less collaboration and sometimes innovation. We start to get into blame cultures and excuses because people are feeling so uncomfortable, they don't want to be tagged with problems. And it really can create a negative work environment.
Makes sense.
A lot of shame, right? Especially at the federal level. A lot of these federal workers are reporting they're getting PDF files that said this was about your performance when they haven't even had a performance review.
Right.
So given this sort of culture of anxiety right now and this moment in which we're living, what do we do?
Well, one thing to always remember is you can always control yourself, right? We can't control the environment around us, but we can control ourselves and how we feel. So the first thing you want to do is separate fact from fiction, okay? As human beings, we have a tendency to always make it about ourselves. And so in coaching all the time, we say, hey, here's the good news. This might not be about you. So look at the facts. Are you performing well? What have you done? Are you hitting the deliverables? Do you know your goals and the team's goals? Are you measuring them to the overall results? And just remembering that you are in charge of you. Then channel your fear, right? Because sometimes we get so anxious that it can freeze us. What we want to do is channel our fear into focus, so we become hyper-focused and really effective. So get that productivity up instead of down.
What about for folks who have that sort of survivor's guilt, like maybe your colleagues have been laid off? How do we offer support to those folks?
You know what? It's so important to do that. Stay in touch with people, offer that support, offer to connect them to people in the industry, maybe be a reference for them, but also respect their boundaries. Sometimes you need to call them just to say, hey, how's it going? And not necessarily talk about all the negative. So just feel them out and just be there for them.
Let me ask a slightly more controversial question. What about people who are pregnant or going on pregnancy leave or just have to take a leave of absence? I mean, I remember just how scared I was, especially in this type of work when I was pregnant. Like, what does your job do? How does it function? How do you function without it?
Completely. Well, first you have to start by knowing your rights, and also then when you do take your leave, or if you are already on leave, to stay in touch, be communicating really clearly. If anything's going on that's making you uncomfortable, you can document it and also seek maybe legal advice if you need it. But also stay in touch if they're asking you for something, not to overdo it because you are on leave, but to still be in touch with everything that's going on.
But I mean also, which is great. I mean, those of us who are lucky to work for a great company that do protect us, how do the people who are taking the leave interpret it, right? Like, how do you sort of reimagine your own identity and still feel productive in that space that's not tied to your job?
No, it's like I said, it can be very, very challenging and bring a lot of stress onto people. So they really have to do their best to stay in focus, stay connected to the deliverables, and know their rights and what is available to them.
All right, Liz, a really quick one thing you can do if you have been laid off to get back into the workforce.
Well, first of all, if you have been laid off, you have to be really clear to take on your job search like a job. Stay really strong and get up, be optimistic, be working hard on it, and network.
Fantastic. Liz Bentley, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it. All right, stay right here. You're watching NBC News Daily.